everyone, welcome to the second video in this credit card series, and this one happens to be all of the credit cards that are in my wallet. But if you missed the first one, it was all about your credit score, the factors that impact it, and everything that you should know to just understand what that number means. So go check that out if you haven't already. This is something that I can talk about for a really long time, so I'll try not to talk too much and just hit the highlights. Before we actually dive right in, I want to throw some disclaimers out there. Things that we're mostly going to highlight are the actual cards that I have, the benefits that I love about each card, and then kind of the why behind opening them. I'm not going to hit on interest rates, and if you're interested in that, you can easily go find that on every website, but interest rates of cards tend to change. Plus, because I keep my cards on auto pay, I'm not really at risk of having to pay any interest. And so that is just not a factor for me when choosing a card. So I just wanted to throw that out now in case you had any questions as you were listening to this video. Also, if I'm holding cards weird or like placing my hands in weird ways to where you can't actually see the entire card, that's just to protect me and my card numbers, just so you know. So the first card that I ever opened was this City Forward card. Now this is when I was a student, and so my dad encouraged me to get a credit card as soon as I went off to college. I didn't have any credit to my name at that time, and so my dad signed on as a co-signer, which just guaranteed payment of the card. Because I had no real credit history, when I applied for the card, the credit card company saw the co-signer and that my dad was willing to make the payments if I was not able to make them myself, and so it just increased the likelihood of me getting my very first credit card. Now at the time, my dad had done a bunch of research, and this City Forward card was one that a lot of students had at the time, and so that's what I applied for. I was instantly approved, and so this is the credit card that has been with me the longest. It has no associated annual fee, and it also doesn't have the best perks in the world. Now, since I opened this so long ago, the company actually went through some changes, and so they actually issued this new card, the City Thank You Preferred card, and this took the place of the City Forward card, so all City Forward card holders were sent this one as its replacement. The benefits of this card are, for every dollar you spend, you earn a point. So if you spend $100, you earn 100 points. Those points accumulate, and then you can eventually redeem them for any available gift cards that partner with City on their City Thank You Reward site. I actually even redeemed points one time to buy like a Bose speaker, so you can even redeem points for actual things, not just gift cards. It just takes a little while to build up the points, and it's not the biggest perk in the world. There are a lot of other cards that are better out there, but if you're watching this video and you're in the market for your very first credit card, I highly recommend this one just because it's a really easy way to learn how credit card rewards and point systems work. And not having an annual fee on your very first credit card is extremely advantageous because the first credit card that you open is the credit card that you want to be opened the longest. Never close your first credit card because it can actually greatly decrease your credit age over time, and for no good reason, because even if you have a credit card, you don't actually have to use it. Some companies may have different rules, so just read up on the credit card that you're pursuing, but for me, there's no requirement that I use this card, so this has just been sitting away in my drawer, not having any charges on it over the past several years, and it's just increasing my credit age, which is one of the factors that contribute to your overall credit score. Now, I had that City Forward card all through college. And once I graduated and started to work full time, a lot of people on my team were talking all about credit cards and the different rewards that you could earn. Now, I'm an accountant, and that was my first job out of college, and so naturally, finances and different things like that were a topic in our workplace. And so since my friends were talking about this all the time, I decided to do a little bit more research, and I landed on this City Double Cash card. Now, this gives you 2% cash back on every purchase, and how they slice it is 1% back when you buy and 1% back when you pay, which is a really awesome perk. I have accumulated over $1,000 over the lifetime of this card in just percentage cash back on purchases. Now, another benefit that I really, really love about the City Double Cash card is the price rewind feature. So, for example, I really like shopping at the store Loft, and they're one of those stores that has a sale pretty much every single weekend. So if I were to go into the store on a Tuesday and I bought a shirt for $80, and then that Thursday they have a sale that's 50% off all shirts, I can go in and submit a claim on the City Double Cash card, and I will get 50% of my purchase back on my card. Now, they have a limit on that. I want to say it's like $2,500 per year is the amount of money that you can get reimbursed for with this card, and I use this perk all the time. I even had to buy a bridesmaid's dress from like this dumb boutique who never ran sales, so I went and found the exact same dress online and saved $60 on it, which is huge because being in weddings is so expensive. So really look beyond beyond just the sign-up bonuses or maybe the percentage cash back, because cards hold so many other benefits that you could be missing out on. That is definitely my favorite perk of this card, along with the 2% cash back, because 2% is actually a pretty high percentage cash back on all categories. There are some other cards that may seem more advantageous, like it's 1.5% cash back on everything, and then quarterly they may have rotating categories that offer 5% cash back, let's say. Now when you hear those numbers, you're like, oh, well, obviously that's the better deal, but you have to be really cognizant of what categories are being offered. For instance, there was one card that I was looking into, the Discover It card, that had those rotating categories, but it was 5% back on home improvement stores. And let me tell you, I don't really shop at that many home improvement stores like Home Depot or Lowe's. I would have been forfeiting 0.5% cash back on all of my purchases that quarter had I gone with that card. So doing that research has actually given me a lot more money back in my pocket, and I really cannot say enough good things about this double cash card. It also does not come with an annual fee, so this is another really great starter card to help you reap some rewards in the process. And this card is just a total no-brainer to me. If you are a frequent Target shopper, it would really behoove you to just go ahead and open the Target credit card. You get 5% back on all purchases from Target. That is huge. It also doesn't have an annual fee, so you're not paying anything to get that benefit. Now, store cards can be a little different from just your general like double cash card or thank you preferred card. Store cards, well, at least in the case of this Target card, only allow you to shop at that store with that card. So this will not be the best starter card if you don't have one, unless Target is absolutely the only store that you shop at, which is rather unlikely. Another perk that you get for being a card holder at Target is free 2-day shipping, which is huge, plus the 5% off the purchase online, and they have exclusive card holder benefits. So one time I walked into a Target and they gave me a free reusable bag filled with goodies just for being a card member that particular day. So being a card holder with Target has extra little benefits here and there, but the main kicker is that it's 5% cash back on all of those purchases with no annual fee. So the next cards that I opened are tied to a specific airline, and that is Southwest Airlines. You can see that I actually have 3. I'll tell you briefly why I did this, but this benefit is no longer available. I just have to explain why so many were opened. So I initially opened the Southwest Rapid Rewards Plus card. This is their lowest grade card. It comes with a $69 annual fee. It gives you double points back on all Southwest purchases. Now the reason that I opened this was in an effort to get the Southwest Companion Pass. And what the Companion Pass does is allows you to declare one person, and that person can actually be changed up to 3 times, and they can fly with you for free for the rest of that calendar year once you achieve the Companion Pass. So it's a super big benefit, especially being somebody that lives in Dallas. Southwest is our hub. Their headquarters are here. We have an entire airport devoted to that airline, and so Southwest points and Companion Pass are super valuable here. So at the time, you could kind of game the system and open up 2 different credit cards, which would give you a total of 100,000 points in bonuses once you met the minimum spend requirement. And then I went ahead and applied for and opened the Premier card, which has the same spending requirement. So $3,000 in 3 months, and then you were given 50,000 points. So together, these 2 cards gave me 100,000 points. In order to get the Southwest Companion Pass, you needed 110,000 points, but since I travel for work all the time, it wasn't that hard to get the additional 10,000, so we got the Companion Pass like that. They no longer allow you to do this, so don't try to open up 2 credit cards. It will not benefit you. You will not get approved for the second credit card because they caught on that people were doing this. So anyway, that is why I have both of these. This is the Premier, and it has a little higher annual fee at $99 per year, and you still get double points back on all Southwest purchases. This also gives you like a bonus allotment of points each year that this renews annually. So this one is a little bit more advantageous than this, but if you're in the market for a Southwest card, I would just go ahead and open up Priority card. And this Southwest Priority card is their newest card and definitely hands down the best in terms of benefits. This comes with a little higher annual fee. I believe it's $149 per year, but every year you get $75 back in travel credit. So if you purchase a Southwest flight using your Southwest credit card, they will credit you $75 back every single year. So that actually brings this down to like a $75 $25-ish annual fee, which is less than the annual fee on the Premier card, and you get an added benefit. So go ahead and get this priority card if you're going to get a Southwest card. You also get a higher number of points each year that you have this card, so I think you get credited like 7,500 rapid rewards points each year that you have this, which on this card is a little bit less. So definitely do your research when a company or an airline offers a slew of cards. Really do your math, because some people look at that annual fee of this card, the priority one, and they get a little freaked out. But then once you do all the math and subtract it out, it's actually way more advantageous. I think it's worth noting here that the Premier card is no longer active. I got an opportunity through Southwest to upgrade to the priority card from the Premier card by just paying the difference in the annual fees. They still gave me the 7,500 rapid rewards points, so it was a really good idea because I didn't want to continue to pay 3 annual fees. This is just kind of a fun example of how you can use cards to quote unquote travel hack. And this is a good lesson in choosing a card that's good for your lifestyle. So if you travel a ton and you stay at Marriott hotels, maybe it would behoove you to open up a Marriott credit card. Or maybe American Airlines is the airline that's popular in your city. Maybe it could be advantageous for you to be earning a lot of rewards and getting money off on those American flights by opening up an American credit card. And last, but certainly not least, is my all-time favorite credit card that I use definitely the most. And this is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now, I learned all about this and its benefits from a travel hacking course that I took that was made by Nate Buchanan. Now, I don't know if any of you watch any travel YouTubers, but if you watch Kara and Nate, they're a couple that have been traveling the world full-time for 3 years. And this past summer, Brian and I actually went on a Vespa tour with them and met our friends Ashley and Jordan, who are also traveling the world right now. Anyway, I digress. Check out their channel if you haven't already, but Nate's course taught me all about this card. And if you're interested in that course, I'll definitely link it down below if you're somebody that's trying to get into travel hacking. It does cost a fee to sign up, but it's a 30-day course that you can do at your own pace and you have access to it for life. This card, I was so afraid to open. This was the card that all of my friends were talking about when I first started work, and I was too chicken to plunge head first and actually open this card from the onset, but I wish I had then. That's why I ended up opening the double cash card, and I don't regret it. Still a great card, but this one's better. So if you're somebody that enjoys to travel and you travel internationally at least once a year, you should totally open this card. Whew. The benefits are endless, so let me even see where I get started on this. So this does come with a pretty hefty $450 annual fee, but every single year you get a $300 travel credit that immediately takes charges off of your credit card statement. So if you buy a flight worth $300, that flight is wiped out, and since you get that benefit annually and you pay an annual fee, that immediately takes your annual fee down from $450 to $150. $150 is the exact same annual fee that the priority card from Southwest comes with. And then of course, remember, you subtract the additional amount of their travel credit. But either way, this comes with so many more benefits, and you're not tied to just one airline because these points transfer over to different carriers at a 1-to-1 rate. I'm not going to dive into that now, but just know this is a very versatile credit card that allows you to fly on tons of different airlines using the points that you accumulate by shopping with this card. So you actually get 3 times the points on travel and dining. So every time I go to a restaurant, I'm sure to use this card because I get 3 points for every dollar spent when I eat out versus my other cards where I get either 2% cash back or a 1-to-1 point range. So that's another big thing to keep in mind when you've opened credit cards is how to use the cards. What categories do you use them in to really maximize their benefit? Another huge thing that this card comes with is Priority Pass, which allows you to access hundreds of different airport lounges. So again, if you're traveling internationally, you can get free food, drinks, showers on the road just for opening this credit card. Another really cool thing, it will totally reimburse you if you purchase TSA PreCheck or TSA Global Entry, which makes getting through security lines a breeze when you're in the airport. I don't know how I ever traveled without TSA PreCheck. Also, the sign-up bonus on this. Once I signed up for this card and I spent $4,000 within the first 3 months, I was immediately credited 60,000 points that can be transferred to any airline, a bunch of hotels that they partner with. This is just the ultimate travel credit card. It's also super thick and sturdy, you can kind of see, and it's a metal card, which is kind of neat. Another huge benefit for travelers is that this comes with 0 foreign transaction fees. So if I don't get enough cash out when I'm actually going to Europe and I run out of euros, I don't have to worry about exchanging like cash currency there. I can just use my credit card and not pay any additional fees for them charging it overseas. Every other credit card that I have, with the exception of the Southwest Priority card, does charge me foreign transaction fees. So this is the only credit card that I would bring with me when I travel, because I wouldn't have to pay a fee if I got things out at an ATM or if I made a purchase at a store. So yeah, those are the main benefits that I love about this card, and that wraps up all of my credit cards. If you'd like me to do an additional video that's kind of explaining how to sign up for credit cards and strategic spending so that you don't overdo things when you open a credit card and spend $4,000 that you don't have, I'd be happy to walk you through that. Yeah, just let me know what you're interested in. I will have links for all of these credit cards in the description box below, and if you sign up through those links, you actually get an additional 10,000 points on one card, or an additional sign up bonus if you use a referral link. You don't necessarily have to use mine, but just check those out below in case you're interested. I'll also link Nate's course and their YouTube channel in case you're interested in following some travel YouTubers. Stay tuned for the third video in this series, which is going to be all about why credit cards aren't scary and the benefits to having credit cards. So now that you've learned about credit scores, you understand different types of credit cards that are out there, I think that it will really sum things up and give you a holistic view. But if you have any other things that you're wondering about, like the different types of rewards card, what's the best rewards card, lay them out there and we'll see if we can maybe keep this series going. So if you like this video, then like it, stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.